So as we age, do men and women need more or less nurturing? From a mental point of view, a spiritual point of view, psychological point of view, emotional point of view, physical point of view. What do you think it is? I want to tell you, I'm shocked when I'm going to tell you what I've found out over the past 45 years in my private practice. It's incredibly shocking to me. My first assumption 45 years ago when I started doing this work, well, let's say 40 years ago was probably the first time that I received someone that came in and said they were in their 60s or their 70s or their 80s, and they were really craving to have just the touch of a partner, holding hands as they walked. Their partner had passed on, and they wanted more nurturing. I worked back then with couples in their 80s who were still together. And I'd be working with one of them and said, God, I just wish my husband would hold me more. I don't want sex. I don't need sex. So what I found in 45 years, as most people age, both men and women, we need more nurturing than less. We need more. Now, why is that? Number one, we have more free time. Most of the time when we hit our 70s, 80s, and 90s, we have a hell of a lot more free time than we have in our 20s through our 60s, right? So you have this free time and you start to notice what's missing. When you have free time, you start to notice what you would like to have that's not there anymore. And like I said, it could be the fact that you have a couple that just, they've been married a long time, they're not really getting along, or they're getting along, but just more like friends in the house, and someone's missing that touch. Someone's missing to have their hand held. Someone's missing the hug. Someone's missing the smile. Someone's missing the good morning. And then we say, but David, what do I do? I'm single and I'm 70, 80, 90. Am I going to go find a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever? And I say, yeah, it's a great idea. I worked with an 80-year-old gentleman a number of years ago, one of my favorite people that I worked with in his 80s, and his wife had passed away, and he came in and said, I want to learn how to date. I don't want to be alone anymore. I've been alone for over a year, and I make my own meals and all that kind of stuff, and I'd rather have someone to make meals for. I mean, he wasn't even looking for a partner to come in and make his meal. He said, I'll do all the cooking. I'm just lonely at night, and I'd love to have someone to talk to. And the TV has got me by for a year, but I need more than that. So what do we do? First of all, reach out to me, because I can give you so many tips on nurturing that it'll blow your mind, right? We can nurture pets and animals and everything else. We can get a lot of love in that direction. And when it comes to human love, what it usually means, if we're in our 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we have a partner that isn't open to what we're doing, is that we work with a professional like myself. And we try to figure out ways around. There's all kinds of ways that we can around. And I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm talking about really beautiful things that we can do to encourage our partner to, hold our hands while we walk to the store, right? Or just simple things like that. And that can be huge. Do you know that when your hand touches the hand of your partner, oxytocin, that bonding chemical, is released in the brain? I mean, that's why the nurturing is so important as we age. But if you don't have a partner, let's look at senior groups. Let's look at meetup groups for seniors. Let's look at, how do I get more involved with my community? Because as I get more involved and I don't isolate in my room, in my home, in my mobile home, in my condo, in my $1 million mansion, whatever it is, we need to get out, right? And one of the ways that we can nurture is by nurturing others. And maybe if you're in a state where you're feeling lonely, you're feeling sad, and there's things missing, maybe the first step is to go and see who you can give your love to, because nurturing goes both ways. And when you give your love to a dog, a cat, or something, that dog or cat gives you the love back, right? When you give your love to another individual of your age or older that maybe is infirm, or they can't do everything you do, and you're helping them, even just sitting and talking to them, you're being nurtured. And they are too. Hey, if you need help, reach out to me at talkdavid.com. David Essel, 45 years as a counselor, #1 best-selling author, 16 books, master life coach, minister. I do it all here. Talkdavid.com. We work with people all over the world. If you need nurturing, if you feel alone and lonely and want that void filled, reach out to me. There's millions of things we can do, and it'll make the biggest difference in your life. I'm David Essel. Have a beautiful day.